The two salary numbers that govern your Netherlands residency and why mixing them up kills your permit. If you're operating a Dutch BV as a DGA, director and major shareholder, and you have an HSM residence permit through that company, there are two salary numbers you need to know. They are set by two different government bodies. They apply for two different purposes. There are different amounts. One of them governs your tax compliance with the Belastingdienst, the Dutch tax authority. If you set your salary below that threshold, you face tax penalties. The other governs your HSM residence permit with the IND, the immigration authority. If you set your salary below that threshold, your permit can be revoked. The mistake, setting your DGA salary to the tax minimum because it's the lower number. It appears to minimize your obligations when immigration threshold is higher. Your salary complies with tax law. It fills the immigration requirement, your permit is at risk. This is one of the most common ways HSM permit holders lose their residency after they have already relocated. Today I want to make sure it isn't how you find out about it. I run Beyond, which handles Netherlands immigration and company formation together. The DGA salary situation comes up in almost every case because the two thresholds are set and maintained separately. And it's not uncommon for an accountant who knows Dutch tax law well to be unaware of the immigration salary threshold and vice versa. Two government bodies, two thresholds. To understand what's happening, you need to understand that the DGA salary is regulated by two separate systems that don't communicate with each other. System 1, Belastingdienst, the Dutch tax authority. The Belastingdienst requires DGA's to pay themselves a market rate salary through their company to prevent profit shifting through artificially low salaries. This is the gebruikelijk loon requirement. The minimum amount is defined annually. System number 2, IND, the Immigration and Naturalization Service. The IND uses your DGA salary as one of the key conditions for the HSM residence permit. The permit requires you to earn above a defined salary threshold. If your salary drops below that threshold, the permit conditions are no longer met. Two separate rules, two separate thresholds, no building coordination between them. The Belastingdienst gebruikelijk loon minimum in 2025, 56,000 euros per year. That's approximately 4,667 per month. This is the floor the tax authority sets for DGA salary. Below this amount, the Belastingdienst treats the salary as incorrectly structured and may impose tax penalties on the difference. This number is what most accountants work with when they advise on DGA salary. It's the number on the Belastingdienst guidance page. It's the number that comes up when you search DGA minimum salary Netherlands. It's the number most setup guides reference, and it's the lower of the lower thresholds. The IND threshold. The IND salary threshold for the HSM permit in 2025, age 30 and above, 5,688 euros per month. That's 68,256 euros per year. This is the floor the IND sets for maintaining HSM residency. Below this amount, the IND considers the HSM permit conditions unmet. If your salary falls below 5,688 euros per month, you're not in compliance with your HSM permit conditions. This threshold is derived from the IND's broader framework for highly skilled migrant salaries. It's updated annually. It applies regardless of what the Belastingdienst threshold says. For those under 30, the IND has a reduced threshold for younger applicants. The age 30 and above figure is 5,688 euros per month. If you're under 30, the applicable IND threshold is different. Check the current year's IND published rates for your age bracket. The gap between the two thresholds in 2025 for age 30 and above, 5,688 euros minus 4,667 euros, 1,021 euros per month. So the difference between the IND and the Belastingdienst. Annual 12,252 euros per year. A DGA who sets their salary at the Belastingdienst minimum, which appears to satisfy all their obligations, paying themselves 1,021 euro per month below what the IND requires. Annually, that's a 12,252 euros gap between the salary they are paying and the salary their HSM permit requires. Their accountant has signed off on the salary as tax compliant. Their immigration consultant may not have flagged the IND threshold. The permit may have been issued correctly, but the ongoing condition requires the salary to remain above the IND threshold, not just above the tax minimum. This isn't a situation the IND discovers immediately. It may serve as a permit renewal or during a compliance check or when the permit holder applies for an extension or a change of status. When it does, the permit conditions are found not to have been met. The permit can be revoked. What actually happens when you breach the IND threshold? The consequences of breaching IND threshold are different. If you breach the Belastingdienst minimum, the Belastingdienst may impose a correction, treating the difference between your salary and the required minimum as taxable income and applying the relevant tax rate. It's a financial penalty. It's a significant and avoidable problem. You correct the salary, you deal with the penalties, the business continues. If you breach the IND threshold, the IND may revoke the HSM residence permit. Permit revocation has the following implications. You no longer have the right to live and work in the Netherlands under that permit. Your family's dependent permits tied to your HSM status may be affected. Any path to permanent residences that depended on continuous HSM status is disrupted. The tax breach is expansive. The immigration breach ends your residency. They require different salary numbers to avoid. Both need to be met simultaneously. Controlling number, the one you set your DGA salary against, is the IND threshold because it's higher and includes the tax minimum within it. How the mistake happens in practice. Here's the pattern I see. A founder forms a Dutch BV. They engage an accountant to manage the bookkeeping and DGA salary structure. The accountant advises on the gebruikelijk loon minimum, 56,000 euros per year, so 4,667 euro per month. Founder sets their DGA salary to 4,667 euro per month. The accountant knows Dutch tax law. They don't know or don't flag the IND salary threshold for HSM, that's immigration law, not their area. They have done their job correctly within their scope. The immigration consultant handled the HSM permit application. They filed the application correctly. The permit was issued. Post-permit, their engagement may be complete. Ongoing salary compliance isn't necessarily in scope. There is a gap. No one is responsible for the intersection of tax compliance and immigration compliance on an ongoing basis. The founder doesn't know there is a gap. The salary gets set at the tax minimum. The permit condition is breached silently for months or years until it services. The solution is straightforward. Set DGA salary at or above the IND threshold. In 2025, that's 5,688 euros a month. That number satisfies both the IND immigration requirement and the Belastingdienst tax minimum simultaneously. It's not a higher cost. It's your own compensation going from your company account to your personal account, but it's the number you need to use. Two changes landing in 2026 that are relevant to this. The Belastingdienst gebruikelijk loon minimum rises from 56,000 euros to 58,000 euros per year. The gap between the tax minimum and the IND immigration threshold may change depending on how the IND adjusts its threshold for 2026. Check both numbers at the start of each year. They update on different schedules. From 2026, the IND requires bank statements to verify DGA salary payment. Payslips alone are no longer sufficient. If you're already operating as a DGA, start maintaining the bank statement documentation trail that the IND will require. Payslips showing the salary amount, but without the corresponding bank transactions will not satisfy the 2026 requirement. The correct approach. The correct numbers to set your DGA salary against is the IND immigration threshold, not the tax minimum. In 2025, for age 30 and above, 5,688 euros per month. Check this number at the start of every year. The IND publishes updated thresholds. The Belastingdienst publishes updated gebruikelijk loon minimums. Both change. Both need to be above their respective floors simultaneously. If you have an accountant managing your DGA salary structure, specifically confirm with them that the IND immigration threshold has been accounted for, not just the tax minimum. It's a specific question that needs a specific answer, not an assumption that the accountant knows both systems. Alright, Belastingdienst minimum 4,667 euros a month. The controlling number is the IND threshold. It covers both. Setting salary to the tax minimum alone leaves a 12,252 euros a year gap that puts your permit at risk. If you want the full list of what the IND requires for HSM permit compliance, salary threshold, documentation, and requirements, the HSM application checklist in the description covers it. It is the reference document for exactly these ongoing compliance questions. Subscribe for weekly content on Netherlands immigration and business setup for non-EU entrepreneurs.